Good morning, computer literacy class. It's Mr. Rio here, and I'm going to put together a little introductory tutorial here to using the web version of Microsoft Word. We ran into some issues where um, students have different versions of Microsoft Word, which can be a problem when trying to do assignments and tutorials. So the one version everybody can get, no matter what kind of device or computer you're on or that, is the version on the web. Now the web version may not have all the features, but for many of the things we need to do, we'll use that. Now, just because I'm showing you how to use the web version, if you can figure out how to do the same things in whichever version you have, the regular download app, that's fine too. But because we've got 2, 3, 4 different versions out there, I was even on the Windows version today in Mr. Knickerbocker's room, and they got it looks almost similar to the Mac version. So students have been reporting they don't have some of the features like shapes, and that may be in the web version. So since some people are using that, and that seems to maybe be part of some of the differences, I'll show you how to use the web version. So how do you get to the web version? Well, you can click here in Google search and just do a search for Office 365. Okay, and when you get to Office 365, it says office.com, Office 365 login. Of course, you use your school login with all this here. So I emphasize here, this is a web version. You're not opening up Word on your local computer. This is in a web browser. So it's kind of like using Google Docs, except using Office. So I click on there. Now mine's going to go through automatically because I've already have logged in before. Okay, so because I've logged in before, mine goes straight through to my Office 365. That's everything Office 365 online. That's Word, Excel, PowerPoint, OneDrive, Outlook. It's all here. Okay, so you can do that. You can bookmark that so you can go find it pretty easily. I think I'm going to bookmark mine here. It says Microsoft Office Home. I'm going to put Office. I'm going to change the name of this to help me remember it better. I'm going to put Office 365. I'm going to put web so I know that's the web version. Okay. Now on the web version, you go over here to the left and you've got your Word and Excel and PowerPoint and Outlook and in OneDrive. So we're going to click on Word here. Now this brings us to, this looks kind of similar to what we're already used to. And I'm just going to click on a new blank document. Okay, so it's opening up a new blank document. This is the web version of Word, so it does not have all the features. Okay, so we can go into here, and I'm just going to take a quick look around the files here. If you go to File itself, it brings out this menu. So it will show you recent documents, perhaps, that you can open. You can create for a new. You can do a save as of something that's already open. You can print. You could share, and so forth. And if you go to Home, which is the default, that's going to show you some of the more common things to do. Here's an undo if you make a mistake. Here's a clipboard. That's where things go when you copy them or cut them before you can paste them. Format Painter I'll cover another time. You got your standard font menu, font size. This I like a lot. Say I'm going to type something here. I'll put MS Word. And I'm not sure how big I want that. So I highlight it. So rather than try to guess here, I just start clicking this here. And now I can make this here bigger. And that one next to it makes it smaller. You can make it bold, make it italic, underline it, not italic. I can highlight it. Do I want to highlight on it? Do I want a different color highlight? Maybe I want a green highlight on it. Whoops, I have to highlight it first, literally. And now I could make it green. It says couldn't save automatically. To avoid losing changes, please copy. I'm going to ignore that right now. I'm not sure why it did that. Maybe it was having trouble connecting to the web. I'll click reload. Not sure what that means. Okay, I guess I just lost what I did. Okay, I have to type it in again. Okay, so I'll highlight this here again, make it bigger, make it bolder. Let's see what's down here. More font options. Now you may have more stuff if you got a bigger screen. Sometimes, like, the bigger the screen is, the more it displays up here, and if there's not enough room, you'll see these little dots and it'll show you more options. Same with way down here. This has line spacing down here is kind of hidden, special indent, and so forth. This here is for dictation. I'm not going to go into that right now. Okay, we got reuse files, find if you need to search for something. Styles are pre-made styles. So if I highlight my text here, I can do intense emphasis. It just did that. And I might decide I want a title, so it does that. Or I could decide I want a book title. And again, I can make it bigger by clicking there. And I deselect, and there it is right there. We have our text alignment here. And then up here we got insert toolbars. As page break, that's where you're typing and you want to have the page end at a certain point before the end of the page. We have tables we'll get to later. Insert a picture, a link, reuse files, a comment, header and footer, that ring a bell, page numbers, symbols, emojis, and it says add-ins. Okay, layout. Orientation would be like what we did in page setup, landscape or portrait. We got our margins here that we've talked about before. The size of the page, most of the time we do 8.5 by 11. Indents, indent left, indent right, spacing, some custom type things, and some paragraph options. This brings us to the paragraph dialog box, which we'll be coming back to later. I'm not going to go over all these. References include like footnotes and endnotes and things if you're working on a research paper. Review is you can check your word count. I only got one word. You can check accessibility. You can check translate it, and so on. View is your zoom. For example, you can also do that down here. I want a little bigger, want a little smaller. That's just your view. There's header and footer again in the view. So if you want to click to edit your header or your footer, now this looks a little different here. So I'll put this is a header, and I'll hit tab. Go to the other side, hit tab twice, and I put Mr. Rio. And I will double click to get out of that, and now I've got a header, but my header on here looks different than what I've shown you. The web version isn't that great. It's kind of limited here. Okay, so yeah, and now this brings us back to the draw tools. We're doing the drawing this week, and a lot of the draw tools aren't here. Drawing's not here. Shapes isn't even here. Okay, I was talking to Mr. Schmidt and Knickerbocker about that, who work on the Windows version all the time. So the regular desktop version has all that. You can go to the insert and find shapes just like I showed you guys. But the web version doesn't have that on here. So I'll just showing you the web version here a little bit so you know what it is. It's got a lot of limitations compared to the desktop version. If your problem or issue has been, Mr. Rio, I've been working in this version, this is probably not the best version to work in. Okay, I was going to look through here to see if there's much we can do with the drawing assignment here, but it looks like there really isn't. Okay, it looks like those tools just don't exist. So this is what the web version is. I just reviewed it a little bit, and if you've never been on the web version, you can give it a try to see what it looks like. And you should be aware it's there in case you had to use a different device where that was the only version you could use. But it's not ideal. It's stripped down quite a lot from regular. And if you don't see those things I've been talking about, like shapes under the insert menu, then you're in this version. I think that's where some of the questions and problems have been coming up. And if you are in the regular desktop application, when I say desktop application, meaning it's been down, you have the regular program on your computer, not through a web browser, then you should have on the insert menu shapes. And you should be able to use that to try to draw some things, which I'll demonstrate with the Mac version here in another tutorial. So good luck with everything. This is just a quick overview of the online only version of Word. And those of you that email me, you're right. If this is the one you're using, you don't have access to the draw tools. So I will share this, and then if you got a school computer, you got the regular Word. If you can download it to a computer like I've talked about before and covered in tutorials already, do that. But if you absolutely got to use this one, I don't know why. I guess if you're stuck using this one, email me, because I can't think of any reason why anybody should have to use this one. But either way, that's my little explanation based on some emails and questions and comments that I've had. So that's what this is, the web-only version, and this is probably the version people are having the most problems with. So if you're using this, get the regular version. If you're not sure how to do that, contact me. Have a great day.